crazy. Crazy, dude. I'm streaming to too many places. That's what the deal is. Oh, there it goes. Alright, yeah, it's too much for that. Did not like that. Oh no. Damn, that sucks. I had it going too. Let me see, where's that? Alright, close that. Yeah, you can get some more memory back. We're back, maybe? No, I killed it. There we go. Kind of back, maybe. It's doing something. Jesus Christ, dude. I broke it. All right, let's see if this works.
The day's other headlines start in New Jersey, where authorities say
Dude, I broke everything. Fuck.
severe storm killed 2 people when their vehicle was swept away in floodwaters.
Okay, that was the problem.
Rain and wind blasted the Northeast overnight, soaking streets and stranding passengers. Parts of New Jersey recorded
Oh my God.
at least 6 inches of rain, while in New York City,
Attention passengers, I'm going to call this one in. I can't open the doors. It's not safe.
water overwhelmed the sewer system and gushed into subway stations. Some riders stood on their seats as train cars flooded. New York City's chief climate officer says these types of storms are becoming more frequent.
It is now the case that 5 of the most intense rainstorms in New York City's history have taken place in the last 4 years. We have an infrastructure that was designed for an environment we no longer live in.
As residents clean up from the storms, forecasters say the weather is set to improve across much of the region, though more storms are possible in parts of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic through the end of the week. In Texas, search efforts are ongoing for those still missing after the deadly 4th of July flooding. At least 132 people are known to have died, with the vast majority of those in Kerr County. Officials say 101 people are still unaccounted for, as officials look to drain reservoirs to search for victims. Rainfall this week has hampered recovery operations, and a flood watch remains in effect for parts of south central Texas, which includes Kerr County. Turning to Gaza, health officials say Israeli airstrikes overnight killed at least 93 people, including dozens of women and children. One strike hit the Shata refugee camp in the north. Hospital officials there say a Hamas politician was killed, along with a couple and their 6 children. Israel did not comment on that attack, but it frequently blames Hamas for civilian deaths, saying its militants hide in populated areas. Syria's defense minister announced a ceasefire today after sectarian clashes killed dozens of people in the country's south. The truce came shortly after government forces entered a vital city in the southern Sawada province. The fighting began with kidnappings and attacks between local Bedouin tribes and fighters from the Druze minority group. Officials say more than 30 people were killed yesterday. A UK-based monitor says at least 135 people died over 2 days. Neighboring Israel had launched strikes on the area, saying they were aimed at supporting the Druze and preventing further fighting near its own border. A judge in the UK sentenced 2 men today to more than 4 years in prison for cutting down England's...
Bro, why? It doesn't want to go live on Instagram. That's crazy. Maybe I should have rebooted first. Oh.
Iconic Sycamore Gap tree. Daniel Graham and Adam Carruthers were convicted of 2 counts each of criminal damage. One for cutting down the tree, as seen in this grainy video that was used as evidence, and the other for damaging the ancient Hadrian's Wall, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The tree stood for nearly 150 years before it was chopped down in 2023 in what prosecutors called a moronic mission. A team of private astronauts is safely back on Earth after a nearly 3-week visit to the International Space Station.
And we have splashdown of the AX-4 crew back on planet Earth.
Welcome home.
Nighttime footage shows the SpaceX capsule landing in the Pacific Ocean in the early hours of this morning. The crew included the first astronauts from India, Poland, and Hungary in more than 4 decades. Each country paid more than $65 million for the trip. And mission lead Peggy Whitson broke her own record for time spent in space, now at 695 days, over 5 missions. That's more than any other American or woman from any nation. On Wall Street today, stocks largely dipped after that report showing a rise in inflation. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell more than 400 points on the day. The Nasdaq managed a slight gain, thanks largely to AI giant Nvidia, but the S&P 500 eased back from its recent highs. And the man believed to be the oldest marathon runner has died. Fauja Singh was known as the Turban Torpedo. He began running at age 89 after losing his wife and son. Singh became the oldest man to run a full marathon at age 100, though his feat was not recognized by Guinness World Records because they could not certify his age. Local media says Singh died from injuries after being hit by a car in his native village in Punjab. Fauja Singh was believed to be 114 years old. Wow. Still to come on the NewsHour, why a highly successful HIV/AIDS program the president wants to cut may be off the chopping block. A preliminary report into last month's deadly Air India crash raises new questions. And a Palestinian comedian uses humor to process the ongoing war in Gaza.
This is the PBS NewsHour from the David M. Rubenstein Studio at WETA in Washington, and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.
All right, that doesn't help that case. No, that's wild. All right. Yeah, let's see what he's got to say.
Comedy has long been a way to bring a different, lighter lens to heavy topics. That holds true for Palestinian-American comedian Sami Obaid, who has taken to the stage to spotlight the pain of the war in Gaza. Amna Nawaz has the story for our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
Comedian Sami Obaid has built his career tackling the tough stuff, from politics to war.
The night that Israel attacked Iran, there was a spike in pizza sales right next to the Pentagon.
The former high school math teacher even jokes about that.
America's ranked 33rd in math in the world. Japan had to count that for us. It's pretty bad.
It's stupid.
I think once I started doing math jokes, it just seemed like I could pretty much make any painful subject very funny, and so I've never had a problem with that.
At Mama Aisha's, a Palestinian restaurant in Washington, D.C., Obaid said his work is often fueled by what others aren't saying or won't say.
There is certainly a void in stand-up on certain topics, specifically Palestine. The fact that that void is there is very motivating for me to be like, oh, if nobody's talking about it, I will. And I feel that way about any subject that people don't really touch.
The Palestinian-American comedian grew up in Northern California, where his interest in politics took root.
I love being Palestinian because it's the one identity you bring up and it's instantly controversial.
Growing up, I kind of I had to learn gradually that I was Palestinian because...
What do you mean?
Like, I don't think I asked what...
Yeah, it's the Instagram feed that's getting killed here. That sucks. Man. Okay, what if I pause that and pause that? Does that help anything? Does that help anything at all? No, the upstream is fine, but it seems like the download stream is not fine. No, the upstream is fine.